it's RISS and welcome back to the channel. Today is Friday, January 10th, 2025, and it is the first video of the year that we have with our dear friend Patty Greer. Patty, so excited to have you on the show once again.
Thank you. It's great to see you and your hanging stuffed animal. Oh my God, your earrings could win a prize.
Glad you like them.
I think they're great. I mean, I always wonder, what will she be hanging this time? Last time it was pom-poms in raging colors. I love your collection.
Oh, I'm glad you like them.
Why be
So,
normal?
in this, exactly, right. And I think it's important to bring light to heavy topics. So, in this video, yeah, we're going to be talking about some of the craziness that's going on in the world regarding the news, and then how our amazing product brought to us by Patty is here to just help along the way in every which way. We got so many different amazing products from this line of yours. And man, I mean, I want you to direct the video however you want to, but I love when you start off by just explaining to us how you started into the field of C60 EVO and the research behind it.
I got lucky, and I think it was after a few years of being not so lucky. But I just want to go to the punchline of being lucky, because the past, which we're going to have to very soon keep continuing to leave the past behind, because stuff is flying right now. And I'm from LA, and I used to work out at Muscle Beach in Venice and Santa Monica, and that's my stomping grounds. I mean, our high school would play Pali High, which is Palisades High School. So it's all burning down. And we watched it in Lahaina, and we watched it in Paradise, and I watched it in southern Boulder. I mean, we had our fire that burned, I think it was 1,175 homes, and all of a sudden the winds came out of nowhere, whoosh, whoosh, 100 miles an hour. Wow, similar. And really awful that we're having to deal with this. But we've been wondering, what's the last card? When you've got a group of arrogant, horrific people losing, like they're going to fight. And we've known this. We've been waiting and wondering, but the fires are very, very serious. And then once you get some people starting those fires, then you've got the copycats and in my opinion, probably MK Ultra, which seems to be coming out here and there now, because they're needing those kind of entities. But here we are. Like, what can we do about it? My intention is to help make America healthy again.
Yeah, I saw that there was an arrest today for somebody that was caught committing arson. But the crazy thing is it was a citizen's arrest. A whole group of people in a neighborhood tackled this guy. They found like zip ties and they held this man hostage. This little crazy kid running around setting fires. And it was only because the people band together to hold this guy down. It was a citizen's arrest. Like, it wasn't the police. I mean, the police came, but it just makes you wonder, like, are there really nobody out there actively trying to figure out what's causing this? Like, immediately when something sparks and someone calls 911, should they like rush to the scene and figure out what is happening there? I mean, I could go on about this whole thing. It's insane. There's a lot of celebrities now talking about this publicly on their live streams on all different social media platforms from this region, just saying it doesn't add up. Heidi, who's Heidi?
Heidi Klum?
No, the other Heidi.
Heidi. Yeah.
From the reality show.
Yeah.
Her husband is saying that like where they were, there wasn't even wind. So they were saying that there wasn't supposed to be firefighters if there's a lot of wind, because it makes it impossible for them to help if it's just like dangerous when there's wind blowing it everywhere. But he said there was no wind where he was.
I get really scared when we have the all of a sudden wind, and I have metal gates out back, fences, kind of artsy, and they were literally bent over about a month ago. So I have big boxes out there with the new pieces, and we're going to brace them with metal bars. But yeah, it's there's a lot of orchestrated clouds, orchestrated wind, And it's really unfortunate that there's still money behind these programs, but it's coming to the surface, in my opinion, at such a level now that more people are seeing it, and more people with money and power and huge audiences can possibly have a lot more effect when they lose everything and all their Grammys and Emmys are melted down, and who knows, me and my big mouth, I might lose my alien film awards, see them melted down someday. But I think we have to keep learning lessons to really realize what's most important to us. And hopefully it's our health, our family, our friends, and then our things and stuff. But when we're faced with something as horrific as this terrible fire in LA, wow. The
Now,
footage is
the
so in your face. I've never seen anything like it.
it makes sense that it would all start happening right now. Let's see, it's 2025 right now. They only have 5 more years to close in on their 2030 agenda. So, like, the phrase "you'll own nothing and be happy," I believe it stemmed from a World Economic Forum
Yep.
presentation, because that's basically what they were trying to accomplish, and they want people to get on board with it. So by sort of forcing people into this new way of living, maybe installing like the smart cities, they wanted to create more apartments, and I just see it as a great opportunity for them to utilize this space and turn it into something more like their vision for the future, which is, when you look at the people that are responsible for all of this, people in the Aspen Institute, all of the leaders, all the politicians, like the billionaires of the world, they all are in the same think tanks. Like, they all have the same agendas. And when you see them not doing anything, it's like, it has to be something planned.
When you see the fire hydrants all emptied, then you know it had similar leadership.
Apparently, the fire chief knew that they were empty, didn't do anything about it. I think he should be investigated. And we know the fire chief in Lahaina also was pretty guilty for a lot of things. I think we should start taking this as a warning sign and investigate all of the fire chiefs and see who's holding, their global meetings or national meetings at least, and start looking into their backgrounds and, questioning if these people have the best interests in mind of the people, if they're not being paid off or something.
Oh, they're definitely being paid off.
So it starts at like our local level, right? Everyone that's watching, take a second, look up your local fire chiefs, start getting to know them, ask them questions.
Good point.
Just start, making friends with them and just trying to figure out, how to prevent something like that from happening in your town.
I'm in Boulder, Colorado, and the voting of the city councils is so against the wishes of the people. It's really consistent. But again, how can we fix it? I think we all know. I think we all know how bad it is, because the fires are really exposing pretty much the hell on earth. And again, I do watch videos. I'm not watching congressional hearings the last few days. It's all fires because they're driving down Sunset Boulevard. It's everything that's going to touch your heart and give it a twist when they start talking to the people that are missing pets or the people that are missing people. We haven't even started with that. Right now it's raging flames and falling homes, but the footage is iconic. I've never seen footage as damaging as what we're seeing in this LA fire. So how does this relate to why I'm glad to do a show with you? Is because you're 30, I'm 70, and we both do something to keep our sanity that totally works. Everybody around me is like, what the hell are you doing? Because you're still calm. And I do know, I do watch a lot of news and I do keep tabs on everything. But I wake up every day and I do this product that you started the show talking about, and I put it in my morning coffee religiously, and I go all day long. I never get tired. I didn't realize that until lately when I went, wow, I don't have a lull during the day. I do a tablespoon because this stuff's good. And it's half as strong as the olive oil. So I take a tablespoon. You could do a teaspoon of this, but not in your coffee. The MCT coconut oil just makes coffee taste better and have more body. But then you've got a really cool buzz, which isn't zzz coffee. It's this energizing molecular miracle, in my opinion, C60, which is the carbon fullerene, that won the Nobel Prize in the 90s for its excellent qualities. But it also proved in a lab test in 2012 using our product to be to deliver a 90% life extension on lab animals, which is the longest longevity study results in history. And it was done on Wistar rats in 2012. But the other interesting thing was they died without tumors, which to me is equally important, knock, knock, because to die without tumors when these rats always have tumors in their growth span. The longer they live, the more tumor mass. They didn't have any with C60 EVO. So this formula is antioxidant, antiviral, anti many things. And we can't even say the anti-antis because, yeah, we don't want to get in trouble. But I will mention that we have 3 oils. You take a spoonful in the morning and you go all day long. It delivers really smooth energy, but also, in my opinion, mental focus. Now, do you find that? Like your brain is just working better?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, that's why I support it so much. That's why we talk about it on my channel regularly. Because once I started taking it regularly, just like a tiny amount of it, I started to be able to think better, and I have a better sleep at night. And my skin, I like to use it as a underneath of my makeup primer. Put it in my hair sometimes towards the ends, like especially right now when it's really dry outside. I amp up how much I use it topically, so I have that moisturizer too. So it's a detoxifier. Like it's a really powerful, potent detoxifier, and that's why we recommend using this small amount of it. And it binds to harmful toxins in your body, and then it pulls it out of your system. So that is the molecule that you'll see on the front, the structure. It's literally called a miracle molecule. You can even just like look that up. It's just a known thing. And the oil that it's in is how you deliver it into your system. So some people, like I hate when people are like, oh, it's an expensive oil. No, it's a detoxifier, a very powerful detoxifier. And the oil is just, that's sort of like saying chapstick is just petroleum jelly or something like. Petroleum, like your chapstick is just oil. Like, no, there's the ingredient in it.
Right.
There's my rant.
Well, I was dealing with some terrible, excuse me, I had such a creamy, delicious dinner that I'm all creamed up. It's pretty funny.
What you have?
Oh, God. I had this cod with a creamy cream sauce, butter, and oh, God.
I made that 2 days in a row earlier this week. Not even kidding.
So good for us. So,
it's so delicious.
Yeah, but now I'm like gargling.
Oh.
So
take a shot of apple cider vinegar.
Thank you. The edible oils are one thing, and we've got the 3 flavors, but you're holding up the facial serum, which was the evolution of the olive oil. And when people were saying, oh my God, it's so precious, every little bit, and somebody said, my dog gets to lick the spoon when I'm done with it. And when I'm drinking my spoonful, the dog's always waiting like he knows it's coming. Oh. So we decided to do a dog formula, and we added a little bacon essence, and they absolutely love it. But I also said, well, what about cats? So we did a salmon C60 EVO. And I have a good story about this because I live in the foothills of Boulder, Colorado. And this cat's been coming around for like months, a black cat with emerald green eyes. and he looks like a cougar. And I keep seeing him at my backyard up the hill. And so I took a photo and I was like, is this anybody's cat on a local Facebook? And nobody said anything. So I was like, okay. So I see him out there and it's starting to snow. And I thought, that's not nice. So I put out some food, like leftover chicken and whatever I had. And I kept giving him leftovers of my food. Then now I see him sitting at my back door. So now I got a feral cat friend. But I just got back from a trip and I asked my neighbor to feed him. But while she was feeding him, I left a bottle of cat kibble and it was salmon, blah, blah. But she didn't have the C60 EVO for cats because I didn't want to leave it outside. I knew it would freeze. I think it would freeze. So he didn't eat a damn thing the whole 5 days I was gone. She said, I think the cat's gone. And today I came back and I put some the C60 EVO for cats in the feral food out back. And all of a sudden, cat's back. He's eating again. So I got to say, it's very attracting to pets, but it's also giving him a shinier coat. And I call him the cougar out there. And frankly, now I say there's two cougars at my house. We're both alive and cooking with gas, but it's really nice to see animals like respond like we do to something that intuitively I think they know that it helps them feel better, let alone it tastes good.
Right, 100%. So one thing I wanted to do is show people, because I love the evidence overload, backing up all of our claims with things that you can reference yourself. So I put the link in the chat. I'm going to put it in the description. I'm going to put it in the comments. It's c60evo.com/RISSFlex. This is just my landing page, but all the way down is where you're going to find the research documents. Go all the way down. And then there's going to be some links that you can click on here, the original Paris study in the second bullet, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Fifth one is discovered by Rice University, that one. So you click on them. Okay, and there you go. There's one. You see it?
What I'm proud about is that the product literally came from our lab at C60 EVO, and our lab's Houston, Texas.
And that's also a great way to support and America. Speaking of, that just reminded me of something that I researched today. I'm finding out I think anybody, even if you're controlling taxpayer money, it would make more sense to have large contracted jobs to prioritize Americans from getting that money first, as opposed to just putting it all overseas. But anyway, even regarding purchasing local, it's just a great way to help our economy.
I agree. I think we should all shop American and also shop carefully. You want to buy from companies that have been around for a while. And man, I have watched a lot of integrity collapse. Even our industry has some serious, I call them the Pelosi and Schumer of the C60 industry. I mean, we've got in every industry, you get the con jobs. And they're so hard to recognize because a lot of people are set in by the government. You've got agents, I think, in ufology, the field of UFOs. You've got agents, that are actors and con jobs in every field so that they can keep the frequency down. And how did I find my partners was that I was healing from, shall we say, being hit by a directed energy weapon. In 2017, I was just about taken out when, I don't even want to go into it. It was awful, but I survived. And then in 2019, somebody put uranium in my garage. So I have been tested. And how did I survive? Big bottle, C60 EVO. This is all I've taken for years. And I also have this lineup of supplements, but I find that when I take this in the morning, I don't need anything else. And I also am finding that all those facial products that I've bought that are really expensive, now that we have this, the C60 EVO Advanced Facial Serum that you love, that I love, that smells like rosemary. Oh God, it's so nice. This is all I need. I do it morning, I do it at night. If I'm dry during the day, out in the wind, riding around, I put it on at any time, but there's no chemicals. I really like that about these products. And when I take a trip and I'm traveling, you don't want to take oil because it could spill or they could take it out. We have capsules in the strong stuff, and you can just take a baggie of capsules and they won't take it out of your suitcase. And everything has a date on the bottom. My partner said that they name it 18 months out, but the products are good 3 years. So, we're like, we go out of our way. When products leave the lab, which is the only real lab, in my opinion, that's been around 33 years for sure, but the only one in the world that's been making pure carbon 60 fullerenes, it's ESS 60, which is safe for humans and pets. We're that lab. These are the products, and it's making a difference in people's lives around the world. I saw tonight we sold to Greece, which is kind of fun. We're not allowed to sell olive oil to Greece, but we can sell other products. Really interesting. Funny little rules and regs of all kinds of things. Then we have avocado oil and the MCT, which I love in the morning in my coffee. Roseanne Barr, who's my gang hat, this is my Roseanne Barr hat. She makes avocado toast with this in the mornings. And I was saying that when I would finish with a spoon, a lot of people, they let their pet lick it. Now we've got the pet formula. But I found that I would take it and I'd go around the lip even, do the spoon, and I'd rub it on my face and fingertips, and my skin started getting smoother. So that's why we did the skin formula. And because I realized, oh my God, it helps that also. Cuts, stitches, yeah, I mean, it just seemed to improve everything. So now we've got this body cream, and we just put this out a few months ago. And it took me a couple rounds to get the scent right, but we did tangerine and citrus notes. And the reason for that is aromatherapy. Citrus and tangerine makes people happy. It raises our frequency, makes us smile more. The rosemary aromatherapy explains that if you put it on at night, it can take your dreams into a higher frequency. I say can because, of course, I can't see it's going to work for anyone other than the people that believe it. But I think that right now we are really being tested with our beliefs. And when a product this easy, you take it on a spoon, can keep your mind and your frequency, not literally, but when your mind is clear and your energy field is strong, you're going to have a higher frequency in general because you don't hurt as much as you may otherwise. This product is amazing to me. And so I went to the lab making it, and they had heard of me because I was blabbing about it on the shows, talking about it saved my life after uranium poison. And so I became partners with the guys that own the lab. And I flew down there, not knowing what we were going to do. And we shook hands, and then we just started C60 EVO. But the thing that about C60 EVO, it stands for the evolution of the carbon 60 industry. Like it was always industrial for my partners: tires, photos, so, ink, batteries, carbon. And all of a sudden, when they realized it was fabulous for animals, helped them live twice as long and not have tumors, they started working on it for people and pets. And now, ta-da! This comes with your package. It tells you about all the products, how to use it, but it couldn't be easier. Spoon, mouth, pour, take it, you're done. And that's about all I can handle when it comes to those little boxes of Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and 8 pills, all those pills. It's like one spoonful, boom, done. I like it.
Fiona says, why did they try to kill you? So if you don't know who Patty Greer is, she is like an OG researcher. She has done so much research into topics that like media won't cover, or like like for example, the crop circles. She has these documentaries that she produced, cropcirclefilms.com. You can go check those out. And she worked with scientists to get to the bottom of like what the phenomena was. She would go out into the field and work with the farmers and figure things out. And she won awards for some of the research that she uncovered. And she was in a community with other like UFO people. I'm sure you've seen them on TV shows and documentary, all over in, the Hollywood world of UFO. And the community, I believe, was like infiltrated, and they're trying to say that the phenomena is because of something else. It was contrary to what Patty's scientific research said it was. And I think that they don't want certain information and certain truths to come out. And you can see that now because you don't see any news articles about the phenomena of crop circles anymore, because the governments have literally gone into the farms in UK and have said, do not let any more researchers in.
So 2016.
It's done. Like,
yeah.
And now
and mow out
people in the field are all, and now all the researchers are dying off, except for the ones that, might be the infiltrators. I don't know. But
do you remember Janet Osabard, the fall of the cabal?
Yeah, she was your good friend.
Yeah, she was my crappie buddy. We were in the circles together a lot. To answer your question, the thing about crop circles, which God, I would have never guessed, but I was in more than 100. Once I was in the first one, I was hooked. And so I went 10 years in a row, missed a couple of years in there, but I was there for like 7 to 9 weeks. And we'd fly every day over every area. And it was phenomenal. But I had no idea that I was going to be invited to the lab of the only scientist in the world, William Levengood, who studied crop. See, I would have grabbed my wheat stalks and shown you that the stalks are bent over like at a 90-degree angle. And it turns out it keeps growing. And the seeds are growing 30 to 400% more food and biofuel per plant, with up to 75% more nutrition per seed. So my family recently, yesterday, said, oh, what do you think about Stephen Greer? Because he has the same last name. We are not related. No. And I sent them back a picture of me and Stephen Greer in a crop circle, and they were all pretty shocked that, I was rolling with the big boys. And but I was the one with the big ass movie camera taking a lot of video and bringing it home. So the fact,
so you've sort of surrounded yourself with researchers like your whole life almost. People in this field, and then Janet.
Well, yeah, the crop circle years, absolutely, because I was in England, in the epicenter where it was happening. And then I was so dedicated that I just attracted all the magic. I mean, look at those formations. The bottom right, that spiral of Fibonacci sequence, that bottom right is unbelievable. It's called 409 flawless circles of sacred geometry in perfect mathematics. I mean, yikes.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
And it happened overnight. Yesterday it wasn't there. This morning at 5:30 a.m., my friend Charles Mallett, the head of the research center, go back to the 409 circles. Charles said, I was in that formation at 5:30 in the morning. I walked the entire perimeter, yes, in the mud, which is really hard. He said there wasn't a footprint around the entire perimeter, and it rained all night long. Dang. That's a real crop circle.
Wow.
That's a real fracking miracle right there.
And you were like one of the last standing people that can say definitively, like, I have firsthand experience. This literally was a thing. It's not hearsay.
Absolutely, no doubt.
You were there. You were there.
I was not in this one, because this was I was not in this one, but I was in at least 100 of them, and I took many of the photos you're looking at. Yeah, I mean, the phenomenon was so great. And when it comes spring, we'll talk about it again. That one is incredible that you're showing. That's an owl. But yeah, it would take so long to talk about it. But again, in my opinion, the reason that they wanted me to shut up was because of the fact that we can bring the food supply back with this simple machine that was re-engineered in the lab to create the magic that's happening in crop circles. And it's a charge density plasma machine with a simple setting, a simple design, and in the lab, they were bringing seeds to deliver far more crop with higher nutritional value.
That's so
So,
important.
yeah, it is. So,
I can't
interestingly
believe
enough,
like
huh?
I just can't believe that with how important that this is, it's not being taken more seriously by like leaders and stuff.
Well, it will be once we have what you call leaders. Right now, we have no
Yeah.
leaders. We
Yeah.
haven't had leaders for a while. And I really, really, really hope that I'm not full of too much faith in Trump and the new amazing team of powerful people. I really don't want to be gaslit that they are as bad as the rest. I really want to know that we are headed into a much greater time in history. Look at these photos. Now, those I took all of them inside crop circles. This was so incredible, and they disappeared us like no tomorrow. I mean, to think that how great this was. I'd wake up in the morning in England and we'd look, online and say, how many new crop circles happened while I slept? And two, three, four, like within miles. This is the interior of a crop circle. And when it's brown, it's brittle. It's green. It goes like this, but when it's brown, it doesn't. That is a friggin' miracle. And there were 65 different centers in that formation. Oh my God, that was so incredible. At Avebury Manor, which is near the Avebury Stone Circle, which may
Wow.
be as big as Stonehenge.
Wow.
Yeah, as
Crazy.
old as I meant. Oh, these were some of the most exciting days of my life. It was so much fun. I was so green. I had no idea how much trouble I was going to get in when I learned the science and brought it to the world. So, people, you should watch my films. I mean, it's $5 to stream it for a week. Cropcirclefilms.com. You can buy DVDs if you're old school. I sell a lot of DVDs, and people can stream also. But I wrote a movie called Orbs and Light Beings. You want to look at those orbs that are in the sky now? I've got a movie that's so over the top because what was available there, the people that were there, they had libraries of photos that were just unbelievable, and they just kept funneling them to me for
Who
my
in the
movies.
UK?
Yeah. Australia was where I got all my great orb images, but in the UK is where I filmed the balls of light over the crop circles with Janet Osebard and Monique Kleekenberg. And over the top, we had these orange balls of light over a crop circle, and one of them had an open door where in my film, this guy from Belgium said, light beings with arms had, it would sound so over the top without seeing the movie. But a guy from Belgium, two of them, said they saw the door open, and I said, oh shit, I have a photo of that. We wondered, it looks like an orange pie in the sky with a piece of cake cut out, like an open door. And he said, out came these light beings with arms, legs, and a head all illuminated. And they were just there, and then they dissipated. And it was seen by other people from France. I mean, it's how I lost my last boyfriend. He watched me film orbs and light beings, and he was like, I thought you were kidding. We're in a crop circle, and I'd see him looking at his arm, and I took a photo of his eyeballs, and he said, I thought you were kidding. And I said, no, it makes your hair stand up like the electromagnetic field. Isn't this fun? He's like, you know, I not a lot of people are cut out for the reality of how real things are. But have I ever seen an alien? No.
That's why when people are so skeptical without even having experience, I just have an experience first before you jump so quickly to being completely unskeptical or just being completely skeptical. Like, and there's certain places of the world where if you want to have an experience like that, you have a higher chance of doing it. Like Arizona. I don't know if UK this phenomenon is still there, but like Arizona, it's so prevalent there that they have like diners that are just themed UFO. Like there's so many different little small businesses that like take you to little areas in the woods and you can like literally see locations in the sky and stuff. So just you just have to do a lot of research and then just find out.
Well, again, a lot of it is perception. I really found myself being a skeptic in the UFO field because for me, I mean, I'm listening to girls go, "Oh, I had sex with an alien. It was so great." I'm like, mm. I had my moments of going, listening to stories, yeah, that'd make your eyes pop. And, then I'd look at her and I'd go in the back room, run my pendulum. For me, it's like, show me the evidence. I'm all about evidence. I'm a documentarian. I'm not a, but I'll listen to perception because I think we're all fascinating. But when it comes to making my films, it was just show me the money, honey. Show me the evidence. And when I would say there's crop circles that look like 3D from the air, I'd show 30 of them, not one, because there were so many to pick from in our history. And yeah, we're losing a lot of history. But you know what? I think that with intelligence and enough C60 EVO back in the perhaps in the water lines instead of fluoride, can you imagine the upgrade of this in the water instead of fluoride? Wow. And then the world gets highly intelligent again. But I do want to encourage your audience to try something that is so easy and that I don't know anybody that hasn't noticed it. I did just go and visit my mom who's 95, and I had to leave her my facial serum because she ran out. Her skin looks incredible. We took photos. It's like 95, my ass. It's like, yeah, she is incredible. And she takes the oil. She almost ran out, so I sent her a bigger bottle. But she's been taking this for a long time. And at 95, she's like one of the last ones left of all the elders at her nice place where she lives. But she still reads a novel, like hundreds of pages every week. And I'm like, do you know what the story's about? She glares at me like, oh, don't be ridiculous. Good. I test her like, do you remember when I was 10, we had that gardener that used to tap the plants for agave, those big pokey cactus? I mean, she just named him. It's really
Mm.
amazing, and it's just my firsthand, but I read all the testimonials. Now, I'm not making a medical claim, but somebody wrote, my autism finally has calmed down with your product. Last year, somebody wrote, I tried everything for my MS for 15 years, shaking, can't sleep. 2 weeks into your product, my hands don't shake, and now I sleep. I mean, we are getting love letters because on such a simple, basic level, this molecule is helping people. It's like intuitive where it goes to what you need. And my partner describes the science, and I'm not the scientist, but I listen to him enough that it goes into the mitochondria and cleans it out, and that every cell of the body, not blood cells, has a lot of mitochondria, which is what the C60 EVO affects and clears and neutralizes the toxins. But the brain and the pineal gland, he said, have 2 million times as much as the rest of the body, mitochondria. So now, when you're taking a product like this, no wonder we're getting mental and endurance effects from this because it's really affecting the brain and leaving us feeling more clear. So I think that's why people are sleeping better and waking up not feeling so drained.
Yeah, 100%. It speaks for itself, and that's why I always thank you for at least just getting it in my hand, so I could try it because I was just so skeptical at first, and yeah, just putting it in my hand was all I needed. And I was like, okay, it's here. Now I'm gonna try it, and I did. I was like, wow, okay, and I literally tested it out. And you guys have, if you've been on my channel for a while, you've probably heard me say this. Like I would test it and say like, okay, like today I'm ingesting it, and then do I have that afternoon headache that day? And I'm like, no, I didn't. And so I personally noticed the correlation between not getting that afternoon headache on the mornings that I would take a little bit of this.
You had really bad headaches. You
That was
said you
like
had
my,
migraines
yeah.
when I met you,
Hmm.
and
Yeah,
you don't
so
anymore?
not on the days when I take this, then I don't have them. And
It's
when I
so
forget to take
easy.
this,
Well, it'll remind you quickly.
yeah.
Yeah, when I take the olive oil, I have to remember to take it on a spoon. I was forgetting a lot, but because I do the MCT in my coffee, I never forget my coffee. So I never forget this. So this is the easiest one because you do if you take coffee or tea in the morning. But for me, I do like the silver bullet. So it's like a fiesta in my cup. Chris calls it a hot tub full of coffee because he and his wife came a few times to visit, and they thought my coffee cups were rather large.
Really?
Pretty funny. Now I do like half as much because I have so much energy from the Evo. And I did forget that I used to have 2 o'clock where you kind of had that lull. Not, I haven't had that since I can remember. And I almost forgot that this year I had both hips replaced, like 2 major surgeries, and really fast recovery, really fast scar healing. And it's the Evo. Like the doctors are saying, wow, for your age, you're remarkable. And I'm like, yeah, well, you should be telling your clients about this product. It would, really save them a lot of time and wouldn't have to have pain pills. And they're like, yeah, well, insurance won't, And it's like, we want to spend a little bit of money to avoid drugs and meds and pain and all those things. I mean, this is such an easy thing, and I'm so lucky to be partners with Chris and Robert, the only lab making the good stuff, in my opinion. And the reason I'm proud of this hat is because Bobby Kennedy Jr. has gotten 3 sampler sets from C60 EVO. The first one went with my friend who tours with him, so that's how I got it backstage to him. But then I learned that he needed to have it blessed in a church. So the second and third collections, this is a sampler set. It's all 3 flavors, and we do it in 2 ounce, 4 ounce, 8 ounce. But this way, he can pick which one he likes best. You try them all, and they're different. Olive oil's got a really strong flavor, and they're all organic. But you'll find one that works for you, yeah, that you like best in your coffee or not, on your avocado toast, or just on a spoon. My partner does it in a beaker cup. Some people just shoot it out of the bottle. But what a difference. You don't have to take a pile of pills and vitamins and supplements and fish oils and all this stuff. Maybe. I mean, a lot of people still do. But man, I've healed with 2 hip replacements. I'm 71, and I think I'm going stronger than I ever have now. And I've been on this for 5 years, and I sell it with the cool guys. And every time I come up with a product, took them a minute to get on it. Now they're like, let's go. So, body cream with tangerine, to die for. This is really good. Sampler sets and collection sets, you'll get 15% off. If you sign up to buy anything from monthly subscription, we give you 20% off every month, and you can cancel at any time. Frankly, if you just want to try it, sign up for a monthly subscription. You can cancel tomorrow if you want to, but you'll get 20% off and give it a try. But you'll also get another 10% off if you go to the link below, which is RISS, C60EVO.com/RISS Flex. There's a link to get 10% off, and definitely use that if you want to try the product, because every little discount helps. We do 25% off if you get a case, which is a bottle, a box of 12 bottles of any of the products. And a lot of people do that because you can save a lot, 25% off, and then use RISS's code to get another 10% off. So that's about as big as we discount. And the products work. That's the main thing. You want to share it with your pets, your family, your friends. And we have 2-ounce cases, which are just little bottles, but that's like $450 for 12 of them. And that way you can really share them around and let everybody try it, because, you know, you'll probably want a 4-ounce or an 8-ounce to get you through the month. And you might find that doing something this natural and organic helps you feel better. You actually spend less in the long run, and it takes a lot less time to get it done. Boom, you're done.
Yeah, it's great. So yeah, I see some people are saying that they want to try it, and I say this is the opportunity with that link. So you're saying 10% off with the code RISSFLEX and 20% off if you do subscription with that link. Any others?
And you can get both those discounts if you want. 20% off if you sign up for a monthly subscription. And then when you go to checkout with your monthly, use the code RISSFLEX, if that's your code, and get another 10% off. So 2 discounts. We're
nice.
good with that. And if you love the product, you probably won't cancel your sub. More than half of our income for the year is resubscriptions, because people just don't quit. Once you start, people don't quit. So I love it. I take it all the time. My whole family does, and my mom just blowing everybody's mind at 95. She's got a dog that just hobbles. Oh God. Charlie's like 17. Oh, he's an old Shih Tzu, but we're giving him the Evo, and he's just got to keep going. So mom keeps going.
Yes. Don't forget about your dogs and your cats when you are considering making this purchase. My dogs love it. I put it in there, and it seems to work really well.
You and your earrings. Oh my God, you're a crack up. All right, well, if people get too serious about the world, they just need to screenshot your earrings, and that'll make them smile.
Well, I'm glad it could make someone smile today.
Awesome. RISS, thank you for keeping us in your audience's ears, because everybody benefits when they feel good, and when they sleep well, and when they don't go into emotional roller coaster energy. You know, it's just really nice to find something easy, and I'm super grateful that I found this.
Oh, well, thank you. I'm so glad that I found you and C60 EVO. You saved me from what I thought was never-ending headaches, and I was trying everything. So this was really a blessing to me. And I'm so glad that you also support the channel. And then that's another thing, y'all. If you support by picking up a bottle, then you're also supporting the RISSFLEX channel and vice versa. So it's a really great partnership, and I'm glad that we have it going.
We are too, and we'll see you next month.
Awesome.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Happy 2025.
So, resolution 2025, great to be alive.
And my resolution was to just be healthier all around. I need to get one of those apps on my phone where I can keep track of how long I've been without something, like if you have like an alcohol problem, with donuts, because I have a donut issue.
When I was your age, I had a donut issue. God, I loved it, especially when they were warm.
I'm ending it. It's done. 2025. It's done.
So. Okay. Well, definitely don't do Diet Colas.
No, not anymore. I stopped.
Okay.
I stopped buying those.
Good. I don't know what it is about Trump and Diet Coke. I don't even want to know.
Yeah, I don't want to know either. But hey, I mean, I got my things. Like, I like Celsius, and everyone hates me for it. So, everyone got their thing.
Celsius?
It's like an energy drink made with, like, green tea extracts and stuff. It's, like, pretty natural.
But if I can say double up your C60 EVO and let me know when you're running low, that'll be better.
Yeah, we could. But it's just something about like the bubbliness,
Yeah,
it's just,
yeah.
how something other than water every once in a while, you know how it
Hey,
is.
I'm actually finding my new thing also. One of my resolutions is more pleasure. And if it's chocolate and I want it and it's early, I eat it. It's like I don't even think twice. I really think pleasure is super important for 2025. We work hard, we focus hard, we help people at all times that we can, and we got to give ourselves whatever we love that makes us feel good. I'm all about that, and I'm glad I said it at the end of the show
Yeah.
because pleasure is a treasure. It just makes us feel good. And I want to feel good this year. I want to find all kinds of ways to be super happy.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
All
All
right.
right, dear.
Thank you
See you
so
next
much, Patty.
time.
See you next month.
Okay.
All right. Bye.
Happy New Year, everybody.